Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of November, 2020, and we're looking at providing our normal midweek update as a large amount of US economic information was published today. So let's get to it. Now, earlier today, we published a speculative but interesting video entitled $100 Silver. $100 where an article published by Midweek in July of this year addressed this very issue, whether $100 could be obtained or not, and if so, within what reasonable time frame. And we've enclosed a link to that in the description box below. We've also included links to two other videos we created earlier this week. Yesterday, which was entitled Stocks Soar, Gold and Silver Dive, and on Monday, Why Gold and Silver Fell Below Support Levels. So obviously the theme of the week so far has been a fall in price of gold and silver. You see, on Monday we saw silver fall some 60 cents to $23.60, and then when we produced yesterday's video, it had fallen again to $23.38, though it had been as low as $22.96. By midday, silver, that's midday today, silver had recovered a little to $23.40. And at the time of writing, which is 21:15 GMT, we can see that silver's dipped ever so slightly to $23.35. Gold on Monday fell to as low as $1,837, and on Tuesday went as low as $1,801. At lunchtime today it hovered around $18.13, but since then it too has dipped again to the current level of $18.05. That's $1,805. Now, taking a look at market data, which we shall do, and then we will take a look at economic data that was published earlier today, we can see that equity markets reveal that last night Asian stocks rose, which is more or less what we predicted, but it wasn't a great prediction in fairness. They rose around 0.5%. UK and European markets closed broadly up or very marginally down, so they were marginally split, ranging from between minus 0.6% to plus 0.2%. The Dow Jones is down today after hitting a record high yesterday, and it's down 173 points at 29,872. The S&P 500 is down 5 points at 3,630, and the Nasdaq Composite is up 57 points at 12,094. Oil prices, interestingly, continue to rise, with Brent crude up nearly $1 today at $48.82, and WTI crude rose by 93 cents to $45.84. We've mentioned that if OPEC and OPEC Plus could have its way short term, it would like to see those figures move certainly towards that $50 level. Now, the dollar index suffers again, and as we pointed out yesterday, could fall below 92, and in fact it has done so today, and is currently standing at 91.96. That's down 0.26. Now, looking at today's economic reports, we can see that initial jobless claims this week have worsened. The regular state program has deteriorated from 748,000 last week to 778,000 this week, and the federal and state figures combined have worsened from 1.07 million to 1.14 million. The GDP revision for quarter 3 remains the same at 33.1%, but both durable goods orders and core capital goods orders both fell in October when compared with September. Durable goods fell from 2.1% to 1.3%, and core capital goods fell from 1.9% to 0.7%. New home sales fell marginally from 1.002 million to 999,000. Personal income, this is not good news, for October has moved from a positive 0.7% to a negative 0.7%. Consumer spending fell from 1.2% to 0.5%. And the final consumer sentiment index for November fell marginally from 77 to 76.9. Now, perhaps an important point also to note, and we haven't seen much made of this today, is the fall in core inflation from 0.2% to 0%. And this may cause central banks a slight headache. As we all know, they wish to have some inflation in the economy. Now, tomorrow we have the US Thanksgiving Day holiday, and no data is scheduled for that day or for Friday. That's why we had such a truckload today. So, with all this now declared, we've seen gold drift lower in spite of a weakened dollar and ironically also lower yields. Now, we cannot rule out gold dipping below 1800 and perhaps looking at July lows at around 1756, unless, of course, buyers suddenly jump in at these levels. 1800 has been the stalwart support level that we've advocated for quite a few months now, and it has most certainly held. However, we cannot rule out the possibility of a move below this now. Now, particularly from a technical point of view, we can see that with yesterday, the MACD is also pointing to lower prices. Now, silver, like gold, is marginally weaker, with $22.90 to $22.60 offering some reasonable support, and $24.38 is where the 50-day EMA rests, which is the most likely first major level of short-term resistance. So we're looking at silver perhaps moving between this 22.60 and 24.38 level. Now tomorrow, because of the holiday, there will be some early trading, though volumes will be subdued, simply because the trading that will take place will be electronic trading. And we may indeed see some price variations and modulations, in fact. But it'll be based on minimal volume, so we must not forget this, unless, of course, there's some major geopolitical announcement made. So we're not going to give too much credence to any move in precious metal prices tomorrow during Thanksgiving Day. On the political front, which is quite interesting, and particularly this evening, as President Trump has pardoned his former National Security Advisor, General Michael Flynn, who had pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI during the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential election, though he had since sought to withdraw the plea, arguing the prosecutors violated his rights and duped him into a plea agreement. His sentencing has been deferred several times. Now, Trump tweeted this evening, it's evening UK time but not in US time, quote, "It's my great honor to announce that General Michael T. Flynn has been granted a full pardon. Congratulations to General Flynn and his wonderful family. I know you will now have a truly fantastic Thanksgiving," unquote. Now, it will be interesting to see, of course, if tomorrow or even next week a pardon is granted to Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign chairman. It'll certainly be the speculative news gossip over the next couple of days. That's for sure. Not, of course, forgetting the whole issue of self-pardoning and the pardoning of his family. So we can expect a lot of gossip coming up over the next few days and the next couple of weeks. Now, also today, the official Xinhai, if I've pronounced it correctly, or Xinhao news agency reported that Chinese President Xi Jinping congratulated Joe Biden on winning the November the 3rd US presidential election, voicing hope that the two countries could promote a healthy and stable development of bilateral ties. We've also seen the US State Department having informed staff, and this is according to an email seen by Reuters today, having informed staff that the transition process has begun and a team has been assigned inside the agency to support a handover to the incoming Biden administration. These guidelines that were sent today came after, of course, the General Services Administration, the federal agency that must sign off on presidential transitions, notifying President-elect Joe Biden on Monday that he could formally begin the handover. So it does at least prima facie appear that there is now a growing acceptance that Biden has won the presidency, but we all know it's not quite over until the Electoral College safe harbor deadline, which I believe falls on December the 8th, has passed. We should also acknowledge that the coronavirus figures worldwide have now reached 60.5 million infections and 1.4 million reported deaths. The US today reports just shy of 2,000 deaths and 143,000 infections, with 2,200 deaths yesterday and 175,000 infections. We should still not discount the influence this will have, not only on the US, but on all world economies, as shutdowns and restrictions on movements are imposed or strengthened. Even with the advent of 3 companies reporting early effective vaccination programs, this is still going to take a number of months before our various societies begin to see the benefits from these vaccines and the complete opening of our economies, if they ever do completely reopen. Now, with all this in mind, we're likely to see precious metal prices perhaps drift a little over the next couple of days, and it's not lost on us that Bitcoin peaked today at $19,498, and although it has dipped just below that, the 19,000 now this evening, for the moment it is certainly going to test, in our view, its all-time high, which was set on December the 17th at $19,783. You see, that $20,000 mark seems just so alluring. Now, before we go, we have also listed in the description box below episodes 1 and 2 of our Peak Silver series and all 5 episodes of our Peak Gold series. And on Sunday we shall have episode 3, which I'm pretty sure will be the final episode of the Peak Silver series, so please do not miss that. And a gentle reminder to ask those of you who haven't done so already to kindly subscribe to this channel, and also to subscribe to our Richard and Greg channel, where again we've placed a link below. Thank you so much for listening. Do share your thoughts, and until next time, and tomorrow, have a great Thanksgiving Day holiday. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer: Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.